Oh, it went back.
We are
Okay.
back.
Okay. So forgiveness and meditation.
That's
Hey, that's
right on,
good.
right on. I definitely would like to maybe you can have a conversation, Eileen, with Pearl. You need to get to cut some cords and then perhaps even check some vows that you have done. Sometimes the behaviors that we carry, for example, what I can see based on what you're just writing, right? I haven't really listened to you. I would love to have a conversation. But based on what you're writing, I can sense that you have been dealing with this situation so many years that probably you have tolerated the intolerable. And that brings me to ask you, this is not the first time and this is not the only relationship where you are playing the same role. You tolerate things. You say yes, 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 it's okay. And then you get quiet and then you suffer and then you don't get what you know that you deserve. You know what? That is a typical, and I'm getting the response. That is the typical spectrum when we are not really being acting upon ourselves, but we are just repeating a pattern that is a karmic, that is in our field from other things that we don't, they don't belong to us. I'm sure that Pearl has better words for saying that, but I am definitely, can feel that, you can get benefit from going through that process. Now, we need
Yeah.
to go to Crystal because otherwise we will
Yeah.
never go to bed.
Okay,
Was
go.
this
What's
helpful,
crystal?
Eileen? Crystal, Carol, I'm struggling through the loss of my brother.
Oh,
Okay. Are you still
okay.
here with us, Crystal? Are you still with us, Crystal?
So Eileen says you're right on. Thank you.
Thank
Our
you.
pleasure.
Our pleasure, yes. Crystal, are you still
So,
here? I think so. I think she is. Okay.
okay.
Okay. Hmm. I will send you a picture, Crystal. It's so interesting how every single one, brings a different,
Yeah, I
yeah.
like it.
So, Crystal, okay, so Crystal, can you please send me a messenger? Can you send me a message on Messenger so I can send you this picture? Okay.
Okay, Crystal is on. I see. Are you ready, or do you want me to go first
Go
this
first.
time?
Yeah, go first.
Oh, all right. So, Crystal, the loss of your brother. I don't know when this happened, but I've lost two brothers, both older than I, and it's not easy. It's never easy, and sometimes you miss them more than others. I get it. So I've pulled two cards from the Seals of Solomon deck, and the first card is the first seal of Mars. So this is the seal, and the name of it is Courage, Enthusiasm, and Ambition. So I get that this card for you it means that um, the courage that it takes to live the life that your brother would be proud, that your brother would be honored, that you're his sister. And so in life, we don't always think in those terms. We're just living our life. We're human after all. But part of us isn't human. There's part of us who is that is divine. It's our soul. And we've lived for a really long time. So I'd say go to that Venus, as you know, is love. So these seals for Venus are awesome. And this one says grace and honor. So I mentioned earlier in someone else's reading that grace actually mitigates karma. And we get to use it more often. And honor, in this case, would be the love and honor that you have for your brother. So I think the loss, while it's hard to deal with, you get to honor him, and that's going to feel very empowering to you. It's just like somebody in life that you honor, maybe a great teacher, maybe your parents, maybe a figure in your life that you really, really admire. So giving honor to your brother, figure out how you could do that. And even if you're the only one that knows that you're doing this certain thing to honor your brother, that's sufficient. In the realm that he's out at, he probably knows that and is smiling.
Mm.
Okay, the cards from Wisdom Healing from Carolyn Miss, those cards I pulled are Let Go of Resentment.
Mm-hmm.
And today's lesson on resentment, it's acknowledge one resentful feeling that you need to release and keep that in mind as you release it, because resentment is poison to you. So if you're resenting your brother a little bit for leaving you, if you're resenting God for, if that's what you feel, whatever and I don't know, I'm just making some suggestions, whatever resentment you feel is poisoning you, and it's impeding your healing. So your goal would be to become mindful of your reasons for staying angry or resentful and begin letting those negative feelings go, like right at the end of a day. And then just keep doing it again and again. Let go of resentful feelings. And the second card from that deck is See God in All Things. So for the lesson today on See God in All Things, it's put yourself in slow motion and observe everything and everyone through the lens of this quote. Mm-hmm. This is sacred and it speaks to me. So look at everyone and everything with that lens. This is sacred and it speaks to me. How would that change your environment? So your goal would be to learn the spiritual practice of seeing God in all things, and then you're going to feel better. Mm-hmm. So I get that it's hard to deal with a huge loss, but seeing God in all things, you're going to feel better. Mm-hmm. That's my take on it. And so I only got those for her in this moment.
Okay, so I have three. And then they go in this particular order. The first one is the Seven of Gabriel. It says, stand up for what you believe in, have confidence, claim your personal power. The second one is the Six of Michael. Very interesting card. Very, very interesting card.
Wow.
Mm-hmm. So it says, it's the light at the end of the tunnel. Breathe a sigh of relief and make new plans, relocation or travel. Then the Nine of Gabriel, this one is also interesting because see how there is a farmer and then there is this angel behind the farmer. Mm-hmm. Stay determined and move forward. Be prepared for any possibility. Environmental activism. Now, it's interesting. I don't know what happened to your brother. I don't know if he had a disease based on something that had to do with eating some foods, or, if eating was something that could have helped to prevent what happened. I don't know if that's even the case, but what I'm sensing is that depression that you have, it's almost like you are carrying some sort of responsibility around this situation. So make sure that you understand that you have the power to say, you know what, I have a journey and he had a journey. it is painful. Okay. I have never lost a brother because I never had one. I'm an only
He
child,
got
Elise.
she said he got in an ATV accident.
Hmm. Okay. So I get that, so maybe that way of, maybe the accident, because the last card says that be prepared for any possibility, environmental activism. Perhaps, throughout what happened to him in the accident, there is certain regulations that need to happen so nobody else will go through that. And you are the voice of that message. But in order for you to do that, maybe you will have to relocate or travel, but definitely you need to be in well. You need to be in your whole self, and then claim that. Maybe go through that healing process and allow yourself to grieve and to accept the situation as painful as it is. But girl, transform that pain into your mission. There's got to be a mission. There's got to be a way that people should not go through what he went through. Does this make sense? He hit back of a cannon. The driver of the cannon still alive and still drive
Van
fast. Van.
next
He
hit the
hit the
back
back
of
of a
the van.
van, and the driver of the van is still alive and still drive fast. Okay.
Okay, that's not the place to focus about the driver, because that'll just create anger, stress.
Mm-hmm.
You get to live because it's done, and
Yes.
he's going to do what he does. And
Yes. I'm maybe
don't
moving.
focus
That's
there.
why I got the moving part. So definitely where you're living now, it is not a good place energetically, because it's bringing you that back to that and hitting you every single day. So she should cut cords for that place, right?
She totally should cut cords. So if you find me on Facebook, Pearl Bertrand, please, if you choose to do cord cutting or vow work, this would help you immensely.
She should do that.
Yeah.
Okay, so I am
Exhausted
I'm
again?
exhausted, but I know
Wait,
that
I
there's
do Britannia.
right. There's somebody else that was here and said, "Can I have one? Can I have one?" And I said, "Wait until we tell you." One more. Who says? Who's me? Who says me? One more. Thank you so much. Thank you, Crystal. Are we good to go?
Wait, what happened to Britannia?
Britannia, we did it. Yes, Britannia was a creative. Britannia
Okay, I
is the
forgot
one that
then.
wanted to do the abundance. Very, very pretty reading that we did for her.
Ah, okay.
We got
Yay.
Britannia, we got Angela, we got Crystal, Aileen. I think we got
Okay.
everybody. We got Katie. Oh my gosh.
We did a few.
We did a few. Okay, so when is the next time when we will be here, Pearl? Do we
Oh my
have it maybe
goodness.
next week? Yeah,
I think
so
we have it next week, yes.
awesome. So now you know, when you see for next week, just invite friends, invite people that you feel like can get help from this exercise. We truly love helping as many people as we can and sending the message. In particular, in my personal case, and it's interesting because we got a comment from one person here that is basically judging and condemning and all of that. And it's one of the reasons why many people are afraid to tap into their intuition.
Yeah.
It's such a taboo topic, yet such powerful. And I don't want to mess with any topics, any deep conversations. I just want to say that you have amazing powers, and then when you tap into those amazing powers, you get to really live better. And if there's something that can help you living better, be open-minded. I
Yeah.
always had this curiosity, and I always said, You know what? To me, it's interesting to know that as a matter of fact, if if I was born, for example, in India, my belief was going to be totally different. So we have been conditioned to believe things that I have news for you. You're bigger than that.
Yes, belief systems are BS. And
Yeah.
the more you can break out from yours, the broader your thinking and intake of the whole world instead of your little part of it, the
Mm-hmm.
better off you are. And I'm not condemning the guy that or gal, whoever that was, who had negative things to say.
Mm-hmm.
Like I told someone here, I could be your friend in giving you advice. Happen to also be pulling a card that gives me a direction to go with my advice.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
that's as much intuition as if I'm your friend and we're talking on the phone.
Yeah.
Yep.
Exactly. Okie dokie. Well, Pearl, thank you so much. I am exhausted. I mean, this is work.
You did good, girl.
Thank you.
And thank you for inviting me on.
Yes, thank you, everybody. Have a good night. Bye.
Bye.